puck is ready to be dropped. And we are ready to start things off. 20 minutes on the clock. As the excitement builds in the opening face-off, controlled by Army West Point. As we get things started, as an icing gets things. First whistle of the game. As we walk things back to neutral ice, head over to the Army zone for our first face-off of the day, aside from the opener. So UMass yesterday, first game of the day, over in the Olympic ring, took out the 4-seed Siena. Or excuse me, they are the 4-seed, my mistake, and they took out Siena 5-2 as the puck free Army West Point controls as that puck caroms out of play. So we'll have another face-off here in the neutral zone. But UMass defeated Siena yesterday's first game of the day 5-2. 20-8 on the season with one overtime loss. 60 points on the year with a plus 66 goal differential as we line up deep in the Army zone for our second face-off of the day, controlled by UMass as the Minutemen floated in, just missing the net wide left as we are off and running. Puck cleared out of the zone, tracked down by the Minuteman as we get things on as UMass plays it deep into the zone, but another whistle icing the call. We take a skate back to our left in front of the Minuteman bench for another face-off. Meanwhile, on the other side, Army in their gray jerseys with gold numerals defeated Boston College yesterday 8-2. Army, the 5-seed, had a 20-5 season with 3 overtime losses, 62 points on the year with a plus 58 goal differential. Face-off won by nobody in particular, but controlled by West Point as the puck caroms right in front of the net, deflected and picked up by UMass on the run through the neutral zone on the push. A deflected puck over the netting and swooped around and collected by Army. Tried to clear the zone, could not. Slapped back towards net by UMass, and Army controls again and looks to counter. On the move now, they clear the zone, play it off the boards. Play it deep for a substitution for Army as the Black Knights swarm deep in the Minutemen zone. Defense all over the Black Knight deep in the zone right on the boards. Puck squirts free and UMass comes away with it. Skating right under us, left to right. On the move, now a slap shot gets deflected. Good defense, now picked up by UMass. Keeps it in the zone, reverses course. Now loses it after a trio of Army defenders swallow him up. Now on the push, 1-on-2, trying to take on the defense himself. Gets the puck deflected away. Puck goes into the neutral zone. Deflected now right around center ice. Puck slowly rolls into the Army zone, quickly cleared away, and UMass controls. Played deep in, substitutions now for the Minutemen as it's picked up by Army deep in their zone trying to clear, and it ends up off of the skate of an Army player and pushed back in by UMass. UMass now controlling, trying to find some space, now reverses off the boards behind the net. Rolling around, short corner near us. Puck gets squeezed along the boards and now squirts out, fight for it right around in front of the net. And it's pushed around by UMass, keeping it in the Army zone. Just over 2 minutes gone, 17.5 to play. UMass controlling still as the puck squirts around, ends up in the glove of Jackson Hicks for our first goalie save of the day. Excuse me, that's Charlie Zurkowski in goal. My mistake for Army, who again defeated Boston College yesterday 8-2, so a chance to take out 2 Massachusetts teams on the weekend. Shot sails wide, deflected by the goalkeeper's arm. Army picks up the loose puck and they push it up ahead into the neutral zone. 17-13 remaining first period in this first of 2 matchups here at the NHL rink. Puck squirts free, stays in front of the zone, bodies flying everywhere. Delayed penalty as the hand is up. Puck squirts into the Army zone as now a goalie getting pulled. Army on the move now as they tried getting a man advantage with the delayed penalty call. And now we'll have our first power play of the day. Picking up the infraction for UMass is number 6. I'll get you a name on the number. That's Joseph LeBlanc with the early penalty. So 2 minutes in the box for him, 16:52 remaining first period. Score remains 0-0. Face-off deflected into the neutral zone, way deep into the Army area. Tracked down by an Army forward, now on the move they come. Pushing 2-on-2, weaving through the defense, now trying the center, trying to find some space, tripped up behind the net, puck squirts free, and the net comes off of its mark. So we will have a face-off in the UMass zone. So a delay here as we get the netting back on its spots. 16 and a half to play, 1:43 remaining on the man advantage for Army. So a slight delay. Officials analyzing and making sure that everything is above board. So very similar teams. Both teams with 20 wins on the season, 5 losses for Army, 8 for UMass. Face-off controlled by the Black Knights as they rip a shot wide left, deflected off of the skate of a defender, and it stays in the zone. Racing for it behind the netting, UMass tracks it down, but it's deflected by the forward for Army. Now West Point controls, get it out to the blue line, and now push it deeper into the zone, but it's cleared out off of the stick of the UMass defenseman. 1:19 to go on the power play. Army controls deep in their zone, now looking to push. On the move they come with speed through the neutral zone, 16 minutes to play in the period. Now Army controls, now centering, trying to find some space, swarming UMass defense, trying to slow them down. Under a minute now on the power play, puck free. It's still free, trying to be smothered, and is by Nick Hubbard, goalkeeper for the Minutemen. So we'll have another face-off in front of the UMass bench. Step into the circle now is Jackson Dixon for West Point for the face-off. Dixon waits, and now he gets pushed out in favor of Lucas Gasick, as now the face-off controlled by the Minuteman and cleared out of the zone. Length of the ice picked up by Zerkowski, and Army controls, now 40 seconds left on the power play. On the move are the Knights, crossing into the UMass zone, now wrist shot wide of its mark. Rebound, misses 2 Army sticks, and now bounces off the boards. Swarmed by UMass and cleared. Now it's Zerkowski on the save, able to push the puck away. Line change for the Knights. 19 seconds remaining on the power play. One last push for West Point. On the move they come, weaving through the defense, and a last-minute deflection saved a shot there as we cross the 15-minute mark and clear it again by UMass. So now power play over. 1 second, 0, full strength for both sides. 5-on-5 hockey is back. Just checked into the game. Now slapped away, puck free, now picked up by UMass on the run. They go, that's Matthew Carrera. Carrera slaps it deep into the zone, and now picked up by Army, trying to clear, and they're on the path of doing so. Played off the boards now, Army plays it deep into the UMass zone, 14 and a half to play, opening period here in Simsbury. Puck picked up by UMass as the Minutemen look to clear and push. On the counter they come, puck taken away. Possession changes hands a couple times. UMass ends up with it in neutral ice. Army swarming now, picking up the puck, and on the move now is Henry Miller. Miller pushed it into the zone, now squirts around, and the puck free. One-time wrister. Puck rebounded right in front of the net, but deflected away harmlessly for UMass. Now on the move, trying to counter, but picked right back up again by Miller. And a shot off the padding of the goalkeeper. Corralled and rebounded by Army again. Keeping control, wrist shot wide, right forehand. No good. 13.5 to play, still 0-0. Big collision in front of the UMass bench. Puck changes sides of the ice and cleared out by UMass. Tracked down by West Point as Army looks to push again. Miller on the move, drops it off, wrist shot deflected by the defense. Doesn't reach the goalie, and it's cleared again by UMass. Back and forth they go. Substitutions for Army as they play it into the UMass zone. Now fired deep into the Army zone. UMass looks to counter with substitutions of their own. Puck played off the board, stays in the UMass zone, now tracked down by Army. That's James Delia playing it off the boards and back into the UMass zone. Missing stick now, as no penalty. And under 13 to play, long pass, doesn't find anybody, but UMass racing for the puck. Army tracks it down first in their own zone, playing it off the boards, clearing it out. UMass tracks it down in the neutral zone, now backs it up and tries to counter. On the move now they come, pushing up ahead, trying to find something, no center available, as now the puck deflected away and cleared again by Army. Possession favoring Army early on, but UMass starting to pick it up as a shot wide left deflected, misses the net altogether. Picked back up by Army, played deep into the zone, substitutions for the Black Knights. 12 minutes to play, score still 0-0. Puck fired now, deflected deep into the Army zone, raced in and tracked down by the Minutemen. Ethan Porter first to get it, plays it off the boards around the net. Now catches it right in front of the net. Had an opportunity. Miller misses wide off of the deflection, and Army comes up with it. Whistle blows, first penalty of the day. UMass's bench erupts, so looks like they will have their first power play opportunity with 11:42 remaining, first period. Picking up that penalty is Bradley Mackin, no L. He doesn't take any L's, folks. Just sitting in the penalty box, though. But face off in front of the Army bench, 5-on-4 advantage for UMass. Minutemen control the face-off, but it's poked out of the zone by Army and cleared. UMass's goalie plays it deep into the neutral zone, fight for the puck. It crosses the blue line, but it's picked up by the short-handed Knights. 11:28 remaining. UMass controls 5-on-4 advantage for the next 1:43. On the push, Minutemen left to right into the Army zone, looking for a center opportunity. Can't find it, now pulls it back out close to the blue line, but the puck is cleared. Approaching 11 minutes to play. Army trying to keep UMass at bay with the 4-on-5 skater disadvantage. Right at the blue line, UMass now in the zone. 5-on-4 advantage, trying to find an opening, plays it behind the net. Puck deflected, fought for behind Army's net, and now tracked down. Fight in the corner, along the boards, puck played opposite ice, now worked back out and pulled back into the corner, now up near the blue line. Finding an opening, trying to weave through the defense, hooked away, and now knocked away just right of the goal. Fight for the puck, bodies hitting the floor down in the corner to our right. UMass away with it, backhanded pass, shot over the outstretched leg of the goalkeeper, but he ends up smothering that puck up, tempers flare, and we have a whistle. Substitutions will stay off the ice for the moment, saved by Army, and we'll have a face-off to the right in the Army zone. Score still 0-0, 10:23 to play, opening period. Puck free, controlled by UMass. Right at the blue line, weaving through, trying to find some space. Tries to center, deflected by the Army defense, and cleared out of the zone by the Knights. 30 seconds remaining on the power play. UMass resets in their own zone, and now turns the corner, reverses ice, and gets their offense started. 20 seconds remaining, one last chance on the advantage. Wrist shot wide right, just misses the mark. Rebound almost taken in front of the net, but then taken away by Army. Long lofting pass deep into the UMass zone, controlled by the keeper, and the power play comes to an end harmlessly for Army. Now a breakaway opportunity, puck deep into the Army zone. UMass controls center, deflected off the glass, far side of the ice. Nearly out of play, now controlled close to us by Army, looking to clear, and they do. Possession just about even now with 9:20 remaining, opening period. UMass controlling the puck of late, but Army now on the push. Into neutral ice, on the move they come, trying the center off the pad of the goalkeeper, missing there, and trying to rebound but can't, and now picked up by, once again, Army in the UMass zone, gloved down by the defense, trying to clear, and they do. Army retreats. Puck played deep into the Army zone, now race for it. Fight behind the net, picked up by Army, and now UMass right at the blue line controls. Wrist shot just left of the goal, back off the boards, controlled by Army, as now they reverse ice and look to make a move of their own. Clearing the zone now, just past center ice. Puck turned over again, 8:30 to play, opening period. Played off the glass by UMass, cleared into the neutral zone. On the move again are the Minutemen. Weaving, trying the center, finds a man, wrist shot off the stick, doesn't find its target, bounces off the boards, and caroms around the net. UMass has possession, still deep in the Army zone, working it, centering it off of the Army skate, and back to the blue line. Able to save the possession, keeping it deep in the Army zone, and a wrist shot finds the net, but unable to go through for a goal off of the face of the goaltender. Now UMass behind the net, working it around the boards. Wrist shot wide right, and now tracked down. Breakaway counter for Army, as now they opt for a substitution line change for the Knights. Puck squirts out of the UMass zone into the neutral zone, off the boards, glove down, and right at the UMass blue line. 7:30 to play in what's become a fast-moving first period. 0-0, still to score. UMass versus Army. On the move now, UMass in their white jerseys with red numerals have the puck. Puck free, at least for the moment. Now glove save, smothered up there by Zarkowski. So smothered up. We'll have another face-off to our right in the Army zone. 7:14 remaining, opening period. 0-0 the score. Puck dropped, controlled by UMass as they work it around the boards, but it's stolen away. Possession changes hands. Lofting pass clears the zone. Army on the move. West Point now into the Minutemen zone. Center shot, unable to meet its mark. Another shot off of the pad, save of the keeper. Controlled still in the zone by Army. Wrist shot deflected, bouncing puck lands right of the goal. Under 7 to play. Army still with possession to our left, deep in the corner of the zone. Fight for it along the boards. 2-on-2 battle for the puck. We'll see if it squirts free. Still empty. And now the puck comes free for a moment. Now kick back along the boards, and now Army controls. Pushed back along the boards. Fight for it. 6:27 remaining, first period. Pressed along the boards now for 30 seconds. Puck tries to squirt free, and there it goes. Still controlled by Army, and the puck is deflected out of play. We'll have a face-off in the UMass zone. Substitutions, both teams. To our left, Michael Fregman facing off for Army, number 23. 6:13 remaining, opening period. As Fremgen gets taken out in favor of Henry Miller. Puck deflected, controlled by UMass in their own zone, and are able to clear. Nearly stolen away, but on the move, UMass looking to weave through a host of defenders, gets it deflected away, stick saved by the defense. Puck still free, now dangerous right in front of the Army net. Gets deflected a couple times, unable to find the net. Now UMass with it, trying to squirt it around from behind. Can't find its mark. Tackle behind the net. Chaos ensuing. Puck still free. A shot. Is it smothered up? We have a fight now in front of the net as players take shots at one another. Refs come in to break it up. Players hit the deck. Chaos ensues as a Minuteman and Army battle breaks out in front of the Army bench with 5:35 remaining opening period. Here as tempers flare for a shot to reach the ACHA National Tournament in St. Louis. You can tell these players really want to take that trip down to the Mississippi River. So I'm sure we got some sorting out to do with the officials as players chatted up on their way to their respective benches. Litigation on the way, substitutions for both teams. Looks like we still have 5 on the ice for both sides, so no penalties. Refs letting them play. As now a face-off deep in the Army zone. Puck down, controlled by UMass. Wrist shot right at the goalkeeper. Zarowski with the save. And with 5:32 remaining, we'll have another face-off in the Army zone. Puck down, Jack O'Neill for UMass in the face-off circle. Won by the Minuteman. Now a shot, and it's good. Wrist shot right from the blue line is rocketed in. What a shot. Liam Scanlon on the goal. A wrister from out by the blue line, and the Minutemen strike first. 5:28 remaining first period. 1-0 UMass over Army. The 4 seed strikes first. Puck down, face-off won by Army. Right back into the action we go. Played out of play, deflected into the UMass bench. 7 seconds gone. We'll have a face-off in front of the Minutemen bench. 1-0 UMass. To the circle, Clark Wagner for Army. Awaits the face-off against Liam Scanlon, the goal scorer. Excuse me, no, that wasn't Scanlon on the face-off. That was Christian Rosa. So face-off controlled by Army, trailing 1-0 right at their own blue line. Working it, trying to get it into the UMass zone. Tripped up and getting it into the zone is Army. Puck free now, controlled by nobody in particular, and UMass looks to clear and do. 5-minute mark crossed, 4:58 to play. UMass deflects it into the Army zone, looking to push, keeping that check on. Big hit on the boards behind the Army net. Puck in the corner, UMass swarming towards it. Controls it, now reverses course. Wrist shot right into the goalie's gut. And we have another shove. Players' tempers flare as they have to be separated as they go nose to nose, eye to eye. And we have a penalty on the floor for a little bit too much aggression. So that penalty on Jaden Young on UMass, getting too aggressive there in the pile after the save by Zarowski. So to the box he goes. 2-minute advantage on the way for Army. We take a skate to the other side of the ice. 5-on-4 advantage for the Knights. 4:41 remaining opening period. Chance here for Army to tie this game up at 1 apiece here in the opening period. Puck down, face-off controlled by Army. Working it, they do. Now center shot and scores just like that. Army knots this thing up at 1 apiece with 4.5 to play. Opening period. Luke Gasick on the goal. 4:36 for him on that goal. As now Gasick heading to the penalty box himself for the taunt. at the UMass bench. So tempers flying high here in the International Skating Center of Connecticut. These guys better cool off before the ice melts. So the taunting penalty on Gasick, who just scored the goal. So I guess mission accomplished for Army, but now facing a one skater disadvantage of their own. 5-on-4 advantage for UMass. A new game, 1-1 the score, 2-minute penalty for Gasick. Puck down, fought for. UMass controls in their own zone. 4.5 to play, opening period, 1-1 the score. UMass plays it around their own boards, now squirts it into the neutral zone. On the move they come, nice pass, center shot, and it's deflected by a defenseman's shin. Puck bounces around and is cleared by Army, but we have a whistle. We'll see who it's on. High stick is the call. So the plot thickens. A crowded box for Army. Heading into it is Bradley Mackin. So now UMass, tied at 1 apiece, will have a 2-skater disadvantage. 5-on-3 on the ice. Tied up at 1 for the next 99 seconds. As we settle and catch our breath, UMass controls the faceoff. Lots of space on the ice, trying to find it. Now whipping it around center. Shot off of the shin of the goalie and patted away. Puck still free. UMass with it, weaving through the defense. Out by the blue line. Puck ends up. Now trying to find space. Drops it back. 5-on-3 advantage. Wrist pass. Now to the right. Plenty of time as that puck is deflected away. 70 seconds on the power play, at least for the 5-on-3 advantage. 90 seconds on the other power play for the high sticking. Played around the boards. UMass collects it in front of the Army bench. Trying to find some space. Puck nearly leaves the zone, but it's clear. Now a shot deflected wide right and tracked down by UMass. 40 seconds remaining. Shot off of the goalie chest, deflected away. Less than 40 seconds on the power play. Now a substitution, wrist shot one-timer, deflected high of the goal. 30 seconds on the 5-on-3 advantage now. Pressed up against the boards, Army killing as much clock as they can. Fight for it. The Knights come away from the pack with the puck and now press it right back up against the boards. 15 seconds now on the skater advantage. Center, open shot, and it's high of its mark. Missing and retrieved by UMass. Under 10 on the advantage, losing his footing and unable to collect it, and it's cleared out of the zone by Army. 5-on-3 advantage gone. 5-on-4 advantage remains. 15 seconds on that power play. UMass with it. One-man advantage. Plays it into the Army zone. 2:22 remaining opening period. Army collects. Now UMass takes it back. Wrist shot deflected away by the goalkeeper, Zarowski. UMass still with possession. Full power for both teams. 5-on-5. Trying to center. Can't. Army on the move. Now finally with possession after what seems like eons. Wrist shot collected by the goalkeeper as he gloves it down and drops it off. Under 2 to play, 1-1, still fast-paced action here. Now a shot deflected by a defenseman's stick. Karam's off the boards and now cleared out of the zone. UMass on the move, 2-on-3. Center tried knocking it down, unable to, as the puck squirts right to the zone and now is cleared by Army. 90 seconds to play, opening period. Army on the move now, tied up 1 goal apiece. Fight for the puck as it bounces free. Center ice, Army with it. Centers now into the UMass zone. Pushing are the Knights. Substitutions, get some fresh skaters out there as they look to push. Nobody back for the Knights. All players in the UMass zone. 1:09 to play. Puck pressed against the boards again. UMass fighting for it. Army comes away, but we have a penalty here. Arm is up, and we'll see who the whistle is on. Looks like it's checking illegally. There by Nathan Heller. So over aggressive on the check. And for the next 1:01 in the first period, UMass will have a 5-on-4 skater advantage. Face-off in the Army zone. Puck drop picked up by UMass. UMass controls on the advantage as they couldn't keep it in the zone. Puck crosses the blue line, and an offsides call, face-off near center ice. Under a minute to play, a 1-1 tie. Lucas Gasik for Army and Liam Scanlon for UMass, the respective goal scorers, as the face-off won by UMass as they control it and backtrack to their own zone. One skater advantage. It's a mishandle of the puck and a score on the shorthanded goal. A mistake and quickly capitalized by James Delia, and Army takes the lead 2-1 on the shorthanded goal, taking advantage of the mistake by UMass, a mishandled puck in their own zone, and James Delia takes the lead for Army on the 4-on-5 disadvantage, taking their first lead of the morning. Right back to it now, 5-on-4 advantage still with UMass for the next 40 seconds of the period. 1:36 remaining on the power play, so we'll have another 40 seconds as we come back from intermission for the skater advantage. Puck played around the boards by UMass, now finding themselves trailing. Puck cleared by Army, 25 seconds remaining in the period. UMass plays it off the boards, now regroups with the advantage. Off the boards it's played, but it's intercepted, but quickly turned right back over to UMass. UMass trying to find space. Puck slowly dribbling right in front of the goalkeeper. Now poked away and cleared out of the zone. 5 seconds remaining in the period, and that will do it for the end of one. After one period of play, 2-1 the score, and Army on top thanks to James Delia's goal in the last 90 seconds off of a shorthanded mistake by UMass. So we'll take a break for this intermission and come back to the International Skating Center. This is ACHA East Regional Hockey here on Flow Sports TV. Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back inside the Flow Sports TV broadcast booth. On behalf of producer Gabe Humphrey and cameraman John Martinella, I'm Dave Woodruff. Welcome back inside the International Skating Center of Connecticut, where Army West Point holds a 2-1 lead over the UMass Minutemen here in Simsbury in the ACHA East Regional second round. Winner of this game earns the right to head down to St. Louis for the ACHA National Championship Tournament, as the face-off controlled by UMass, trailing by 1 with a 1 skater advantage. So off and running into the neutral zone they come, as UMass plays it off the boards, back around. And now puck squirts out, centered, clean ice, shot deflected, and off of its mark. UMass 5 skaters, Army 4, 21 seconds remaining on the power play. Puck saved on the blue line, as the puck is wristed well out of play into the netting, so we'll have a face-off to our left. 14 seconds remaining on the advantage for UMass. Trailing 2-1 off of goals from Lucas Gasick and James Delia. James Delia, the short-handed goal, off of the mishandled puck in their own zone by UMass, as the face-off controlled by UMass. Shot off the pad, saved by the goalkeeper. 7 seconds on the power play. Weaving through, center shot, and just left of its mark. There, as the power play is over, and the man's skating advantage is gone. Just into the game, checking in, drops it off. UMass, bad mistake there, glove down, puck free, and it's a shot, and we have a penalty here. As I don't know if he was running interference or not, but penalty on the, or a whistle on the ice. Will have a face-off. Substitutions for both sides. 1 minute, 11 seconds gone here in the second period. 2-1 Army. Nick Hubbard, the lone goal scorer for UMass, the 4 seed, who finished their regular season 20-8 with 1 overtime loss. Puck squirts free, UMass on the move. Wrist shot off the boards and glove saved there by Army. Charlie Zarowski in net for the Knights. Face off far side. In the Army zone, no advantage for either team on the ice. Puck fought for, now squirts free right in front of the Army net, and it's controlled by the Knights. Played off the boards, on the move now, Army looking to push. Reverses course right at the blue line, and now plays it ahead. Stolen away, UMass on the move, but it's deflected away off the stick of the Army defenseman. UMass weaving through a host of defenders, shot off the face mask of Zarowski. Still in play, fought for and won by Army behind the boards. They play it and clear out of the zone. Weaving around the defense, now picked up in the UMass zone there by Bergeron. Bergeron plays it around the boards, picked up by Army as they push it deep into the UMass zone, but turn it over. UMass clears, into the neutral zone it goes. Army now with the puck. Plays it around the boards, and it's in and out of the zone in one move. Now a fight for it deep in Army's zone. UMass starting to apply a forecheck. Now Army catches up with the puck, swings and miss, fight for the puck in the corner, and UMass with control. Fires a shot wide left, played off the boards, and they keep possession. 7:20 remaining, second period. Mishandled puck goes out of the zone. Now a race for it in the UMass zone. Picked up by the goalkeeper and cleared out of the zone. Tried the center, picked up by Army again. Now crossing off the boards into the UMass zone, deep into their territory. Substitutions for the Knights, leading 2-1. Puck slowly rolls into the stick of Zarowski. Zarowski plays it to his man. Army now weaving through, have some numbers. Misplayed there. Now they get control of it, played off the boards into the Minuteman zone. 16.5 remaining. Second period, 2-1 Army. Has now another turnover. Army with it right around their blue line. Controls into the neutral zone, past center ice on the move. Army now pushing. Backhanded wrist shot, glove save by Hubbard. So we'll have a face-off to our right. No more substitutions. Face-off in the UMass zone, far side of the ice. Stepping to the plate for Army, there is Nathan Heller. As he backs up and waits for his partner, that being Christian Rosa. Puck down, fought for. UMass controls for a moment. Now Army takes a few swipes at it, takes a shot as the puck innocuously rolls in front of the net. Pad saved away for the moment, but now UMass on control. On the move, they come with speed into the Army zone, approaching 16 minutes. Puck centered but mishandled. Army now on the counterattack, 3-on-2 if they hurry. Crossing the blue line, backhanded wrister, deflected away by the defense, doesn't even make the keeper. Now UMass gets the puck on the turnover, plays it up ahead into the neutral zone, past center ice, and the Minutemen are on the move. Deflected again, turnover, played deep into the UMass zone, under 16 to play. Score remains 2-1. Puck comes free into the Army zone, still 2-1 in favor of Army. Hand goes up, icing the call. So Army in the first round defeated Boston College on the other rink yesterday, 8-2. Meanwhile, UMass defeated Siena 5-2. So both keepers right on their averages right about now. As now the puck down, Army controls it. Shot rebounded, and a pad save, glove smothered by Hubbard. So we'll have another face-off in the UMass zone. 15.5 remaining, second period. Official barking orders, puck down, deflected, and UMass controls. Played off the boards, and now Army intercepts. UMass gets it back. They play it back right behind their net, and now a race to the corner for it. Puck nearly cleared, but picked up by Army. Played deep back along the boards. Fight for the puck. Squirts back far side of the ice. Poked free, and now into the neutral zone. Mishandled puck there. Bad pass. Now on the move, UMass. UMass with the puck in the Army zone for the first time in a while. One-timer slap shot, deflected away, and harmlessly knocked to the side. Army clears, plays it off the boards, and they're on the move now. Cut off by the defender, big hit along the boards behind the Army net. 14.5 remaining, score remains the same, 2-1 in favor of Army. Puck squirts free out of the zone, past center ice, tracked down by Army by number 8, Bradley Mackin. Puck comes free, no icing, off the boards, race for it. Army comes away with it behind their own net, forecheck being applied by UMass. Puck cleared, 14:10 remaining, second period. UMass with it in their own zone, trying to clear and do. Past the blue line they come, past center ice, pass poked away, and now controlled by Army, at least for a moment as they clear, but now thrown back into the zone by UMass. Army controls once again, clears again. They trade hands of possession as the puck goes back and forth in center ice. Passing 14 to play, Army on the move in the UMass zone again. Puck lofted off and cleared by the Minutemen. 2-on-1, defense in favor, Army. UMass gets knocked off course, played off the boards by Army, and cleared into the UMass zone. Long pass off the boards, no icing, Puck controlled behind the Army net. Wraparound shot. Pad save, and the puck is free again. Great save there by the goalkeeper. Played off the boards again by Umass. Umass wrist shot. Left-handed. Deflected away by the defense. Puck squirts free. Clears the zone. Substitutions for the Knights. On the move, Army trying to apply a forecheck here. Umass behind their own net, looking to set up under 13 to play, trailing by a goal. On the move now, Umass crossing the blue line into Army territory. Gets pressed up along the boards, puck still free. Now in the corner, squirts off of the shoulder of a Umass player, and now off the boards again. Dancing behind the net, puck free, and trying a wraparound shot, puck still free, squirts out of the zone, harmlessly back towards the Umass goalie. Substitutions are reneged here as the puck was still in play as substitutions moved, I believe, but now we'll have a face-off far side of the ice in the Army zone. 2:24 remaining, Army holding on to that 2-1 advantage. The 5 seed over the 4 seed. Officials talking things over as now players will get set for the face-off. Puck is down, controlled by Army for the moment, but a swarm of UMass defensemen cover him up, poke the puck away, and it's fought for at the blue line. Whistles on the ice. As now substitutions for both teams will have another face-off in the Army zone. So if I see this correctly, 4 players on the ice for Army. So a man advantage for the Minutemen. As it's Remington Bergeron picking up the penalty. So now UMass with the skater advantage with the puck. Wrist shot deflected off of the stick of the defender in the netting, out of play. 12:09 remaining, and a power play advantage here for UMass, trailing by a goal. We'd like to welcome you back in to the International Skating Center of Connecticut. Thanks for joining us on Flow Sports TV as that puck cleared out of the zone, flying to the other end of the ice. UMass now plays it back, looks to set up their offense. 2 players in the forecheck for Army. UMass on the push, gets it into the Army zone. One-timer deflected away harmlessly by the goalkeeper. 90 seconds on the power play. This is the first of a doubleheader here in this rink. Shot deflected away out of the zone, and now a foot race for it in neutral ice. Tracked down by Army, weaving through the defense. 2-on-3 disadvantage in the front court for Army. Pressing it along the boards, killing some time on the power play for a moment, but now ended up getting taken by UMass with about 66 seconds remaining on the power play. Played deep into the zone, deflected away by the goalkeeper, deep into his corner. Played off the boards, right along the blue line. UMass shot, and it's a glove save there by Zarowski. Under a minute remaining on the power play, 11:07 remaining in the period. Army with the 2-1 advantage here in the ACHA East Regional second round. Face-off controlled by UMass right around the blue line. Army swarms on the boards as we approach 40 seconds remaining on the power play. Puck stays in the zone right in front of the UMass bench. Now a fight for it in the corner. UMass still with a modicum of possession, but now Army trying to take it away. UMass with it, nice pass, trying to find a centerman. Has a guy, but mishandled out of the zone. 26 seconds remaining on the power play. UMass will have to reset. Puck turned over, at least for the moment. Now UMass picks it back up. 15 seconds remaining on the skater advantage for UMass as they work it around their own zone and look to push now. Here they come. 5 seconds now on the skater advantage. One last shot. Wrister just wide right of the net. Power play is over. 10 minutes remaining in the period. We're at the halfway point. UMass still with it in the zone. Deflected up over the heads of everybody. Now glove down. Picked up behind the netting and cleared out of the zone by the Knights. Hand is up, but no icing. There's the call. So now we'll take a trip back to the other side of the ice for a face-off. Missed opportunity there for UMass. Had the chance to knot this thing up at 2 apiece with the skater advantage, but unable to capitalize. UMass faced off one by Dominic Bocelli. Now a collision there at center ice, picked up by UMass, and now the Minutemen reset in their own zone. Forecheck being applied by Army. Players in position, they're able to get possession back and play it deep into the zone. Possession changes hands. UMass on the move, 9.5 to play, second period. Puck deflected around. UMass on the push, trying the center, deflected away by the goalkeeper. Puck along the boards, played in, stays into the zone, but now it's knocked out. On the move now, UMass picks up the puck off the turnover in neutral ice on the move, 3-on-3. Defense gets back 3-on-4. Wrist shot off the glove of the goalkeeper, and it stays in play. Wrist shot to get it deep into the zone, played by Army, and now UMass picks it up. 9 minutes to play, second period. On the move now with speed, racing through neutral ice, now trying the center shot, and it's deflected away. Good save there by Zarowski. On the move now, UMass, as we have a whistle, and I believe the goalkeeper down, see if he's okay. As the goalkeeper was hit, we have a whistle now, and that penalty is going to go on Brendan Torgy for hitting the goalkeeper there. Goalkeeper doing a good job of selling it, but now Army with the 2-1 advantage, having the 5-4 skater advantage on the ice for the next 2 minutes of time. Puck down, face-off controlled by Army. Lost stick, that of an Army player. UMass trying to pack their defense in. Army playing it around the blue line with the man advantage. Trying the center, unable to, deflected off the shin of a Minuteman player as that puck is cleared out of the zone. Deep into Army zone with 8:30 remaining. Second period, 98 seconds remaining on the power play. Army pushes now into the front court. Deep into the zone, now reverses. Pressed along the boards, fight for the puck. And looking for a man. Centers, whiffed on the shot. And now UMass on the push. Hand goes up, delayed penalty. So we'll have 4-on-4 hockey for the next minute 19. Into the box goes Lucas Gasick, who scored a goal in the first period. He heads to the box with the had a man advantage, have the goal advantage. 2-1 Army, 4-on-4 on the ice, 8:10 remaining, second period here in the ACHA second round. Face off to the left in the Army zone near ice. Puck bounces free into the penalty area. As we have a stoppage for a face-off. Same place, we'll try it again, 8 minutes remaining, 4-on-4 on the ice. Puck squirts free, Minutemen with it, puck deflected over the head of everybody, and back behind the boards, behind the net. Now UMass trying to control, picked up around the blue line, wrist shot low off of the skate of his own man. Under 8 to play, puck free, Army looking to counter, and they clear. On the move are the Knights now, 3-on-3. Now 3-on-4, all 4 players in the zone now. Army with space. Wrist shot deflected and glove saved by Hubbard. Substitutions for both sides, 4-on-4 hockey for the next 42 seconds. Minute 24 remaining on the Army penalty, so UMass will have about 30 seconds and change with a man advantage once the first power play runs out. Face-off won by Army, controlled out by the blue line. Low wrister, deflected away, picked up again by Army behind the net. They work it around. Now on the boards, puck squirts out right in front of the Army bench. Fight for it in the corner. Army looking for a center opportunity. Now reverses on the boards, turned over. UMass with it, played it along the boards. Race for the puck along the blue line, and it clears the zone. Now another race out in the Army zone. Army controls, weaving around his net. 7 minutes remaining, 10 seconds on the 4-on-4 hockey. 48 seconds remaining on the UMass advantage. Now working it around the UMass net. Army working, advantage gone. Glove saved by UMass, and we'll have a face-off in their zone. 5-on-4 hockey favoring the Minutemen. .649 remaining, second period. Face-off in the Minuteman zone. 5-on-4 advantage for UMass as orders are barked. Face-off in the UMass zone, won by the Minutemen, who look to take advantage of this skater numbers advantage for the next 30 seconds. On the move they come, crossing the blue line into the Army zone. Deep in they come, now behind the net. Right around the circle, pass deflected or shot deflected. UMass still with possession. Puck cleared now, glove down at center ice. 15 seconds remaining on the power play. UMass with one more shot. Crossing the blue line into the Army zone they come. Now puck played along the boards, 5 seconds on the advantage. Getting ready to enter into the game again, the Army fifth skater. Wrist shot deflected, and it's 5-on-5 hockey. Quickly back into the game, Gasick right into the action, picks up the puck in the UMass zone. Battle for it on the boards, fought free, and now the puck squirts in favor of UMass. Played along the boards in their own zone, puck dangerously bounces in front of their own net, but now the zone is cleared, big hit, and now we're off and running, big hit again in front of the penalty area. Fight for the puck, now a race. Army on the run, plays it back, now along the boards, substitutions for the Knights, 5.5 to play, first or second period. Puck free, UMass picks it up in front of their own net, and now the Minutemen are on the move. With speed through the neutral zone, Minutemen skating, and a score, a shot! Through the defense, does it all himself, Brendan Torgy on the wrister. And number 13 for UMass ties this thing up. As Torgy on the goal. Number 13 for UMass ties this up at 2 goals apiece. 5:22 remaining, period 2. A whole new game now here in Simsbury. Face-off controlled by UMass, 5-on-5, all skaters on. Puck free in neutral ice, poked around and knocked free. Still fought for right underneath us in front of the scores table as the puck comes free in Army zone. 5 minutes to play, 2-2. Some skirmish happening right below us, but play on. Army with it deep in their own zone, trying to clear it. UMass on the forecheck. Now off the boards, Army clears, rolls all the way down to the UMass zone and icing the call, so we'll have a face-off in the neutral zone. Or pardon, we'll have a face-off in the Army zone near side ice. Puck down, face-off won by Army. Deep in their own zone, they have some work to do to clear it. Off the boards they do, into neutral ice. UMass trying to poke it back into the zone, and they do. Nice drop-off pass, wrist shot, and it's right into the chest of Zarowski with the save. So another face-off, 4.5 to play, second period in the Army zone. Substitutions for the Black Knights. It's a new host of skaters enter the ice for them. Puck down, controlled by Umass. One-time wrister deflected away. Puck in neutral ice. Army on the move with something brewing. Tries to center, deflected by the Umass stick. Now Army fighting for it behind the Umass goal. Poke it out ahead to the blue line. Now a wrist shot deflected by a defenseman. A pancake defender by an Army player in the front ice, and now Umass looking to push. Wrist shot deflected away off the netting, out of play. 4:03 remaining, second period. As we'll have another face-off in Army territory. Puck down, face-off won by Army. Played it around the boards, cleared out of the zone, done by the Black Knights. Now UMass trying to control at center ice, flicks it up over the heads of everybody, and now controlled. 3:50 to play, UMass on the move, weaving through the defense, tries to center, deflected by the defense. Controlled by UMass, now works it back into the zone, controlled by the Minutemen. Pass, tried to center, misses its mark, and now Army with possession, clearing the zone on the move. Puck deflected, center ice now, UMass with possession again. Quickly back attacking, wrist shot, backhanded, swallowed up by Zarowski, so another face-off in the Army zone. Face-off, near side ice, Army zone. Puck down, UMass controls, right along the blue line, but Army intercepts. Possession changes hands a little bit, but Army quickly on the move. Up into the UMass zone, approaching 3 minutes to play, second period. Backhanded pass, intercepted, UMass with it, clears the zone. Tracked down by Army, in the back by Brendan Connor. Connor whips it up ahead, right to center ice. Played back in by UMass, but they had to evacuate the zone. Around the defense, pushing it up ahead is Army. Has now a center opportunity, deflected away by UMass. Puck off the boards, and now swinging it up through a host of defenders. Shot off of the face mask of the goalkeeper, deflected away. UMass avoids disaster. Center shot, and it's good! Center pass dropped off. And the goal knocked in by Wolf Wolk. Army takes the lead right back, 2.5 to play here in the second period. It's number 24, Wolf Wolek, with the wrister off of the center drop-off. Beautiful hockey there by the Black Knights of Army. And they retake the lead over the 4-seed Minutemen with 2.5 remaining, second period. Puck down, controlled by Army, now with the lead, and we have a whistle. Hand goes up, icing the call. We'll have another face-off on the other side of the ice. Far side Army zone, Army with the 3-2 advantage. 5-on-5, no power plays, 2:23 remaining. Minutemen control the face-off, fire a shot right into the chest of Zarowski, who swallows it up. So we'll have another face-off, same place. Puck down, controlled by Army deep in their own zone. Race for it along the boards, attempting to clear, now crossing the blue line into the neutral zone and out of Army's way. Minutemen control again right by their own blue line, but turn it over and it changes hands again. Possession back and forth. UMass looking to push. Flying stick, center ice. UMass controlling, or excuse me, Army controlling in their own zone, weaving around the attacking forecheck. Now a floating shot or pass up into the UMass zone. Army picks it up, center shot, and it's deflected away by the leg pad of Nick Hubbard. Rogue stick in the middle of the ice, still wrist shot wide left. On the move now, UMass keeps it in their zone with possession, trying to clear, whiffs on the pass. Army putting the pressure on, now UMass clears the zone. One-on-one, pressed up against the board. Army takes possession back, 1:18 to play, second period. Flicked up ahead, right into the glove of Hubbard, so a face-off in the UMass zone. 1:12 remaining, second period, 3-2 Army. Puck down, face-off won by Dixon. And now a shot wide right of its target, rebounded by UMass with a minute to play, looking to push it into the Army zone and try to equalize this game in the second period. Puck stolen away, now Army on the counter. 3-on-2 if they hurry. Now a center, nobody home. Played off along the boards for Army, controlled by UMass, trying to clear the zone, and they do. Puck free right at the center line. Army with it, plays it back into the UMass zone, but it's turned quickly back away. UMass with possession now in their zone, drawing forward the Army attackers. 30 seconds to play, played deep into the Army zone. Hand goes up, icing the call. So a face-off near ice in front of the Army bench to our right. You're watching us live here on Flow Sports TV. This is the 2026 ACHA East Regional second round, coming to you live from Simsbury at the International Skating Center of Connecticut. Puck flicked back into the Army zone, but the hand goes up, icing the call. We'll have a face-off again with 22 seconds remaining in the period. Army leading 3-2. Off of the goal by Wolf Wolk here in the second period. Face-off far side to our right in the UMass zone. Puck free, deflected around Army control, center, wrist shot, and it's high of its mark, just off of the outstretched arms of the goalkeeper. Another wrist shot deflected, still free. Army with it, swarming to the goal center, but now it's smothered up with 4 seconds remaining in the period by the UMass goalkeeper, Nick Hubbard. So another face-off to our right. The only thing hotter than the tempers here are the mics. So puck free, one last wrist attempt here by Army, and he scores at the buzzer. A buzzer-beating wrist shot to end the period. It will count. And that goal by number 70. James Delia, second goal of the morning for him, and a rough end to the period for UMass, as there will be 1 second put back on the clock after that goal. So the goal will count for Delia, a backbreaker for UMass, who is heading into the intermission trailing by 1 goal. Now heads into the intermission, getting doubled up 4-2. And they have to head back on the ice for a face-off for 1 second to go off the clock, and that will do it for 2 periods of play. Army opens up a 2-goal advantage, 4-2, off of James Delia's second goal of the afternoon. So we'll take a break for the second intermission and come back for the third and final period of hockey in this matchup. This is ACHA East Regional Hockey on Flow Sports TV. We'll see you on the other end. 4-2 to score as we welcome you back into the Flow Sports TV broadcast booth alongside John Martinella. I'm Dave Woodruff, here to bring you the final frame of action in this 5 versus 4 seed. The 5-seeded Army Black Knights leading 4-2 over the 4-seeded Umass Minutemen on a back-breaking goal by number 70, James Delia, his second of the morning with 1 second remaining in the period. So off we go to the third and final frame. 5-on-5 hockey to start. Nice clean ice as Army on the push into the neutral zone, past center ice and into the Minuteman area. This is the ACHA second round in the East Regional. Winner of this moves on to the national tournament where they set up their pools for the national title in St. Louis, Missouri. So puck fought for back along the boards, now controlled by UMass in their own zone. Working it around, trying to find an opening, but it's intercepted by Army. Unfortunately for them, it clears the zone and they have to retreat. Substitutions for both sides. UMass now on the move, clearing it out of their zone as Army picks it up and pushes it back in. A minute gone, 18:55 remaining in the third period. UMass clears, Army tracks it down in the neutral zone and resets with a 4-2 advantage. Working around the defender now is Lucas Gasick with a goal this afternoon. Gasick comes up with it, tries to center it. It ends up in the hands of an Army player, but glove save there from Nick Hubbard avoids disaster. And we'll have a face-off in the UMass zone. UMass trailing 4-2 for this chance to move on in the ACHA postseason. Puck down, face-off controlled by UMass. They play it along the boards in their own zone. Intercepted by Army. They play it off the boards in a fight for the puck in the UMass zone. Picked up and taken, clears the zone right around the center line. Big collision right at the scores table, and UMass now on the move, trying to counter and cut into this deficit. UMass controls now with it, trying to center, poked away. Army with the deflection, cleared the zone. UMass plays it deep back in, hands up, icing the call. Will take a skate to the other side of the ice for a face-off. Just over 2 minutes gone, 17:49 remaining. Third period, Army with the 4-2 advantage. Army yesterday got here by defeating Boston College 8-2. Meanwhile, UMass, the 4 seed, got here by defeating Siena 5-2. Army in their gray jerseys with gold numerals and black trim. UMass in white with maroon lettering and numbering with gray trim. Fight for it in the UMass zone. Army comes up with it. Center shot, and it's good. Army extends the lead off of the one-timer, and their lead is now 5-2 with 17:34 remaining. That goal sent home by Robert James. And Army now extending their lead 5-2. They can taste it now, the guys from West Point trying to move on to St. Louis for the ACHA National Tournament. Puck is down, face-off won by UMass. 17.5 remaining, final period. UMass now trailing by 3. Poked away by Army at center ice, fight for it, and Army comes away from the pack. Puck free now just into the neutral zone. Now Army controls. Whips it into the UMass zone. Now it's a foot race, and Army catches up with it first. Big collision in the corner. UMass plays it off the boards, and it's now off of a skate, played against the boards again, deeper into the UMass zone, crossing the 17-minute mark. UMass picks it up, pushes it into the front court, now into the Army zone. Wrist shot off of the padding of the goalie. Rebound deflected again, and Army now on the push once more. Army plays it off the boards into the UMass zone. Fight against the boards now, trying to center it. Army with possession, loses it, now gets it back. Backhanded pass, center shot, and it's still loose, but it's smothered up by Hubbard, which will result in a face-off. 16 and a half remaining, final period. Face-off won by Army. One-timer shot deflected away off the padding of Hubbard. UMass on the move, trailing 5-2. Glove save, smothered up there by Zarowski. So a face-off now on the Army side of the ice. So now a face-off, right side of the ice in the Army zone, near side in front of their bench. A new participant in the face-off now. Puck down, UMass controls right along the blue line. Rockets a pass now, high shot over the netting. Fought for along the boards. And now Army comes away from the pack. Off the boards, clears the zone into the neutral area. Now it's whipped back in, but Army controls again. Possession changes hands. Nifty stick work there by UMass, trying to find an opening, deflected off the shin of the defenseman. Off the boards, UMass still with possession. One-timer off of the leg of Zarowski, and now Army on the counter. Substitutions for the Black Knights, 15 and a half remaining. Army with the 5-2 advantage. One-timer wrist shot from outside of the zone, deflected away from Hubbard, as now Army picks up the puck and looks to move. Fight for it along the boards, underneath, and now picked up right along the blue line, out of the zone. Army retains possession. That's Jackson Dixon. Now Army, one-time wrist shot off the shoulder of the goalkeeper, picked up, rebounded, puck still free along the back of the boards. Behind the net, UMass comes away from it unscathed. Mishandled on the deflection, under 15 to play. Substitutions for Army with possession and the 3-goal advantage. UMass on the forecheck, puck bursts free right along the UMass blue line. Mishandled puck still free in front of the UMass goal. Now picked up by the Minutemen. They're on the move. Crossing into the neutral zone, on the move there was Dearden. Now a big collision underneath the net for Army. Puck still free right at the feet of an Army player. Now it's fought for right in the corner of the boards in the Army zone. Back and forth possession goes, puck free. Trying to skate away from its UMass, but they couldn't come away with it. Army with possession now, trying to clear the zone, can't deflect it now off the boards. UMass still with possession. Army plays it off the boards. UMass plays it back in. Near offsides call is now Army clears the zone into the neutral. UMass takes possession back as we cross under 14 to play. Time starting to run out for UMass. Long shot from the center line. Glove saved there by Zarowski, so we'll have a face-off in the Army zone. Substitutions for both sides. Thanks for joining us here in the Simsbury International Skating Center of Connecticut for the 2026 ACHA East Regional second round. This is a matchup between the 5-seed Army Black Knights and the 4-seed UMass Minutemen. If you're tuned in here on Flow Sports TV, thanks for joining us. I'm Dave Woodruff, taking you along for the ride. Long shot from the blue line, deflected, pad saved away, and harmlessly knocked out of the zone for Army. UMass picks it up, but a whistle here could be a big whistle. Let's see what the call is, as we have a penalty on the ice. looks like the penalty is on So it looks like Jackson Cerruti for UMass picks up the infraction. He'll head to the box. That's not a good thing for UMass, but on the other side, though, number 12, Troy Negus, gets taken out. So a double infraction, 4-on-4 hockey for the next 2 minutes. 13:37 remaining in the period. Army with the 5-2 advantage. UMass needing to make quick work, has to score quick if they want to get back in this and keep their season alive. Face-off to our left. Changes participants, 4-on-4 hockey now for the next 2 minutes. Face-off won by Army. UMass picks up possession deep in their own zone. Possession changes hands a couple times. Now fought for in the corner. UMass trying to take possession back, but Army wrestles it away. Deep in the UMass zone, Army fights for possession, goes around an Army player, and into the UMass player's stick. Another fight for possession deep in the corner. UMass comes away from the pack with the puck. Crossing the 13-minute mark, 4-on-4 hockey for the next minute 25. Icing is the call, so we'll take a skate back to the other side of the ice for another face-off. Face-off to our left, under 13 to play, final period. UMass comes away from the pack, centers it, but to nobody in particular. Substitutions for the Minutemen. UMass now with clear possession, trailing by 3, under 13 to play. 4-on-4 hockey for the next 65 seconds. Possession given away. Army with open ice, now skating, weaving, and shooting, just missing its mark wide right of the goal and smothered up by Hubbard. So we'll have another face-off in the UMass zone. 12.5 to play, third period. So face-off won by UMass. They play it back behind their net, off the boards, and will reset. 48 seconds remaining on the 4-on-4 play. On the move now, UMass with speed into the Army zone. Tries to center it, deflected away. Puck free in the corner, poked away, changes possessions a couple times, now free picked up by Army. Weaving around some traffic, now pushes it ahead, and Army's able to clear the zone with clear possession. Under 30 seconds remaining on the 4-on-4 power play, 12 minutes remaining in the period. Puck squirts free. UMass had it for a moment, now knocks it back. Battle for it behind the net. UMass comes up with possession. Pushes it ahead, clears out of the zone, but it changes possession again. 5 seconds remaining on the power play, and both players re-enter the fray, and we have full-strength hockey on both sides. 11.5 to play. UMass needing to make quick work, trailing by 3 goals, 5-2. Third period, ACHA second round, East Regional. Backhanded pass, Army now deep back in the UMass zone. Tries to play it off the boards. It comes up, centered wrist shot, one-timer. Gets deflected by the defense, knocked away. UMass with possession. Now UMass centers it, clears out of the zone, and they look to run. Defense gets back nicely for Army. Now a wrist shot deflected down, knocked out behind the net by Zarowski. UMass now with it, puck bouncing in front of the net dangerously, but knocked away by Army. Army clears the zone. UMass picks up possession at the center line. 10.5 to play. Third period, UMass still trailing by 3. Up ahead now, Minutemen pressed at the blue line, get it into the Army zone. Fight for the puck in the corner. Now battling for it, pressed up against the boards. It squirts free, and Army comes away from the pack. Army now into the front court. Look with a shot. As now a battle for it in the corner. 10-10 remaining, third period. UMass with possession, trying to clear the zone, cannot. Army gets it back, center ice, weaving through traffic, bounces off the boards, and possession lost for a moment, and now UMass comes away from it. Puck clears the zone, Army needs to retreat, puck in the neutral zone, crosses center ice, now back into the Army zone. UMass on the push, here they come. And now bouncing off the walls in the Army zone, up ahead. As now possession bounces around, big hit there, legal by Army. And now a whistle late, an unnecessary hit afterwards. That one on Robert James, who picks up the unnecessary penalty. So with 9.5 to play for the next 2 minutes, UMass will have a skater advantage. And for those of you watching here live, an update, the United States men's hockey team just won gold with an overtime goal in Italy in the gold medal match over Canada. So that is your sports update of the morning, coming to you live from the Flow Sports TV broadcast booth. Face off far side in the Army zone. Skater advantage for UMass. 5-4 advantage for 2 minutes, 9.5 to play, third period. Puck squirts free, right at the blue line, UMass still with it. Trouble handling the puck as the puck bounces around and clears the zone high up in the air. No icing, corralled by the goalkeeper, and now UMass corrals it and looks to attack. Minute 40 remaining on the power play. UMass needing goals quick. Trailing 5-2, 9 minutes to play, third period. Weaving through the defense into the Army zone, UMass looking to make a push. Now a shot, deflected away. Now another shot, deflected wide left of the goal. Fight for the puck, bounces around, possession changes hands in front of the Army bench. UMass trying to track it down, but the puck clears the zone. 65 seconds remaining on the power play. Substitutions for UMass, fresh legs. 8.5 remaining in regulation. UMass pulls it back to clear out the zone and now re-enters. UMass trailing, needing to score quick, gives up possession. Now it's given back. Army and UMass fight in the corner for possession. As now the puck clears. Hand is not up, no icing. 30 seconds remaining on the power play. 8 minutes remaining in the period. UMass now on the push, trying to make the most of this power play. Needing to score quick, but the puck is cleared again. Good defense by Army, keeping UMass away from the center of the net. Now with 10 seconds remaining on the power play, one last push for UMass. Backhanded pass with motion right into the front court. Weaving through, trying the center. Good deflection by Army. Now UMass plays it back. Center shot deflected off the skate of an Army defenseman. And now Army picks it up off the rebound and dribbles it up. Into the front court, into UMass's zone. They pull it up. Approaching 7 minutes to play. Full strength for Army. Power play ends. UMass chance for a breakaway, but the puck just out of their reach, as now it's smothered up by Zarowski. We'll have a face-off to our right, 7 minutes to play, 5-2 remains the score. Face-off far side Army zone. UMass needs a goal quick to give themselves a chance. Face-off controlled by Army. Around their net they go, off the boards, trying to clear the puck. Clear it they do, and now a breakaway opportunity. Wrist shot just wide. Rebound swung and missed, but we have a net coming off of the tracks. And we might have a penalty on Army, depending on how they rule this, but a stoppage for the net to be adjusted. As no penalty, just a face-offs in the neutral zone, far side of the ice, under 7 to play. UMass needing to work quick, trailing by 3. Turned over again, center ice, played back into the zone by Army. UMass picks it back up, substitutions for the Black Knights. Now pushing into the neutral zone, deflected away again. UMass can't get anything going. They clear out of their own zone, but now Army takes possession back. Working at middle, now crosses ice. Army pushes it back into UMass's zone. UMass kick pass gets stolen away. Army trying to take possession back, cannot. Puck clears back into Army's zone. Army will reset. Here come the Black Knights, fresh skaters for UMass. Skirting around the defense, trying to center, finds an opening, but it's deflected away, heads back to the boards. Now clears the zone. Army plays it back in, but have to evacuate. Now Army with it. Mishandled puck. It's right in front of the net. And looks like we have a whistle. The net came back off the tracks. And I don't know if there's an additional penalty to go along with it. But we're under 6 to play, and UMass needs goals quick. Five-on-five hockey, 5:47 remaining, 5-2 the score in favor of Army. So now we settle. Face off near side of the ice. Army controls. Center on, wrist shot, just out of reach of the goal. Just left. Rebound. Army deflected. Missed on the shot. Now UMass on the push. Trying to counter quick. Gets wrapped around. Can't control the puck. Army takes it, but UMass takes it right back. Big collisions underneath the board, and now a whistle. Player down as we have a stoppage. We'll see what the call is. As heading to the penalty box again is Bradley Mackin, number 8 for the Black Knights. So official explaining it to the Army bench. UMass with another chance with 5:24 remaining to cut into this lead. Or cut into this deficit, I should say, trailing Army 5-2 with 5.5 to play. UMass needs goals quick. Face-off far side. Face-off won by UMass. They play catch right around the blue line. Now bad pass, doesn't find its mark. A dribbler intercepted by Army and then played deep into the UMass zone. UMass collects, but Army steals. Tries to center it, nobody home. UMass with the puck, 5 minutes remaining. 5-4 advantage for the next 95 seconds. The Minutemen settle. Pass up ahead into the zone. With speed now, tried the center. Shot deflected away by the Army defense. Army clears it out of the zone. So with 4:44 remaining, no whistle for icing. UMass will have to reset. With speed through the neutral zone are the Minutemen, trying to weave through traffic, doing it himself, unable to break through. Pass long through the zone. UMass race for it. Army gets there first, gets a stick on it, and it's off of the pad of Hubbard. So a good effort there by Army. Now under a minute remaining in this final period, or in the power play, 4:11 remaining in the period. Army keeping the pressure on, gets the steal. UMass takes it right back in neutral ice, tries to weave through a couple of defenders, cannot. Army takes it back, 4 minutes to play, flips it into the UMass zone. Now under 4 to play, 3 minutes or 30 seconds remaining on the power play. UMass running out of time. Army now with the steal, sees the puck, now works it up ahead. Trying to center it, does. Nobody else home, 2 on 4. Trying to get a shorthanded goal. It would be their second of the morning. Now the puck free for a moment. Ref blows his whistle. As we have collisions all over the ice, we'll have a face-off. In all likelihood in the neutral area with 3.5 to play. Power play just about over. 6 seconds remaining on that. Another missed opportunity for UMass. That's been the story all morning for the Minutemen. Puck drop, face-off won by Army. Power play is over, full strength for the Black Knights. 5-on-5 hockey, UMass with possession in their own zone. Get it up ahead, cross it off the boards, and push it into the Army zone. Breakaway opportunity, shot off the pad, rebound, swung and missed. Army, good deflection there, as now the Black Knights come away unharmed. 5-on-5 hockey. Army pushes it ahead into the neutral zone, clears. Army with possession now in their own zone again. UMass works it into the Army zone, pushes it up ahead. 2.5 to play, final period. UMass wrist shot, not deflected, can't find the net. And now it's nearly cleared, and it is not. Now it is, so Army gets it out of the zone. UMass with possession, still trailing by 3. UMass possessing the puck, gets it back into their own zone, and now will look to attack again as they push it past the center line. Now into the Army zone, quickly turned back away and cleared. Approaching the 2-minute mark, still 5-2 in favor of Army. Winner of this game moves on to the regional or to the national tournament in St. Louis for the ACHA crown. Puck cleared, Army tracks it down in their own zone right around their own blue line. 2 minutes to play, UMass with possession, again trailing by 3. Season getting close to over now. UMass needs to string together goals quickly as we cross the 2-minute threshold. Substitution for Army, fresh skaters to keep the defense tight. UMass on the push, trying to take on the defense himself, deep into the zone, puck free, behind the net along the boards, trying to clear for Army, back in the corner, out of play. So a face-off in the Army zone. 94 seconds remaining, final period. Army can taste it now, looking to move on from this East Regional. Puck is down and retrieved by UMass. One-time wrist shot misses off the chest of the goalkeeper. And with under 90 seconds to play, UMass missed another opportunity. Forecheck here by Army, trying to take possession deep in the UMass zone. They do, attempting to center it, but it's taken back by UMass. Minute 15 remaining, UMass clears it into the neutral zone. Now up ahead, UMass, breakaway opportunity, weaving through, trying to find some space, centers it backhand, but Army intercepts. Played off the glass now, minute to play. Army with possession. Wild shot from mid-ice, trying to find net right into the chest of the goalkeeper, Hubbard. As now UMass with possession, under a minute to play, 45 seconds. UMass centers into the Army zone. Army intercepts now, clears it out of play, into the bleacher section. We'll have a face-off in the neutral zone. So face off here, far side of the ice, Army zone, UMass. For all intents and purposes, out of time as the puck clears the zone. UMass tracks it down in the neutral zone, now backing up into their own. 30 seconds remaining, Army holding on to that lead. Leading goal scorer James Delia, 2 goals, including one, which was the backbreaker, which brought the lead to 4-2 heading into the second intermission, with 1 second remaining in the second period. UMass clears, Army picks it back up, under 10 seconds remaining. Army can taste it, their fans rise to their feet, and the Black Knights of Army move on to the national championship, national tournament of the ACHA 2024 tournament. So thanks for joining us in this matchup, the first of our doubleheader in this arena, as Army takes down UMass 5-2, being led by James Delia. Goals also by Lucas Gasick, Robert James, and Wolf Wolk, as the Black Knights of Army celebrate the win and move on to St. Louis. Tough end to the season for UMass. The 4 seed goes down. Record 21-9 on the season with 1 overtime loss. Tough end to the season, but UMass will be back next year. But we will be back at the end of this intermission for the start of our second of the 2 doubleheader games. I'm Dave Woodruff on behalf of my cameraman, John Martinella. We'll see you on the other side. This is Flow Sports TV.